Two people came out of the bushes in my driveway, pointed a gun directly at my head. Your head bleeds a lot, so I was very bloody. The two robbers themselves were hired guns. At the end of April of this year, 2025, I was targeted and robbed at gunpoint in my driveway where my wife and kids were sleeping upstairs. I was coming back from Encore Casino and it was about 3:40 a.m. and I pulled into my driveway. This is probably not common for people that live in Vegas where they have player safety deposit boxes, but Boston doesn't have things like that. So I'd often carry large sums of cash and chips home. And people, I guess, were watching and knew that. For a period of about a month, I had been, based on what the police would tell me afterwards, I'd been kind of stalked, meaning like people were doing homework about where I lived, my patterns, things like that. And so I came home that night, and as I got out of my car with my shoulder bag, which held my chips and cash, two people came out of the bushes in my driveway, pointed a gun directly at my head, went for the bag. This moment was so surreal. I was completely frozen. Not a word was said. I didn't even have any voice to scream or say anything. It was almost like my feet were frozen to the ground, as well as my voice box just was gone. I struggled to retain the bag, meaning I held on to the bag, which was probably stupid in retrospect. I should have immediately relinquished, but I guess the New York City in me, made me try to hold on to that.
This was with the gun pointed at you?
With the gun pointed at my head.
It was two guys?
And two guys. One of them with the gun pushed me down, face down on the concrete from behind, while the other one was going for the bag. And I was Superman pose holding the bag still on the ground, and I was getting beaten to a bloody pulp, pistol whipped with the butt end of the gun until I finally relinquished and the two people vanished into the night. Nothing like that had ever happened to me before. In New York City, I was in a underground poker club robbery where two people came in with masks and shotgun and robbed everybody. That was completely different because that's everybody getting robbed. Everyone in the club was robbed. This was targeted to me specifically in my driveway, in my place of residence. It was so frightening and so scary for myself, but more importantly, my wife and my kids. They didn't see it happen, but my kids, at least my daughter, was old enough to understand what happened. And my wife was obviously scared.
So they hit you over the head with the gun. You're bloodied?
Very bloodied, although I didn't have a concussion or anything like that. They stole a lot of money. I had more than normal that night because I had been on a good winning streak. They got lucky with their timing. They got lucky in a lot of ways, but I am pretty self-aware of, sorry, not self-aware. I probably lack self-awareness, but I'm pretty aware of my, I'm pretty aware of my surroundings at least. So I was able to immediately figure out who at least the spotter was, meaning the person who was texting, David's leaving now. I knew that I wasn't followed because I'm trained to drive a certain way to not be followed. So I knew that I hadn't been followed. The strange thing was I didn't recognize, they didn't fit the body types of anyone that I knew from the poker world. So my guess is one of the people was someone that I knew for a long time. And he was someone that I was friends with on Instagram. And I want to give this as a caution to other people posting about poker on Instagram. I had a private account, but this was someone that had a criminal past. And he was always friendly with me, and I never suspected him because he didn't even come to Encore. He played at different places. But I guess when you post about poker and maybe your results and your target. So that was a big mistake, and that was a lesson that I'll take to heart. In the day of social media, people are posting chip stacks, posting hands, playing for huge stakes. You are a target. It's tough.
Definitely worries me. I mean, I have never been in the spotlight as much as I have been this year. Doing the Venetian.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're setting a bullseye on your back?
I do. I struggle with that. I have been pushing forward with growing my social media following and posting more and interacting with people and sharing, but it is a risk, and people should know I don't carry money home. I really don't. We leave it all in the Vegas casinos. They let us put it in front money or deposit boxes. So I don't bring money home. But nevertheless, it still puts...
It seems like robberies don't happen that much in Vegas because of that fact, that people know that people don't carry money home.